I like Trey Johnson. I think Trey Johnson is a guy who can turn into like a Klay Thompson. I mean, the kid can shoot.
Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the Odd Coaches Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Keith Adams, and on today's Wind Up Wednesday edition, NBA Draft Recap, Eastern Conference Segment 1, Western Conference Segment 2, and we'll also talk WNBA news and notes. Let's just jump into it. Segment 1, Eastern Conference. With me today, our favorite administrator, Robert Abney. Robert, is there any team you thought had a particularly good draft?
Well, I kind of like what the Pacers did. I think they know Halliburton's out next year. So they went and got some guys who can maybe fill up, maybe take some of those minutes. They got, 3-and-D guys who can guard on the wing, those are good guys to have. I think that I like the Wizards. Let's talk about your guys. I like Trey Johnson. I think Trey Johnson is a guy who can turn into like a Klay Thompson. I mean, the kid can shoot. The kid can shoot. I think he probably will struggle for a year or two a little bit just because of the physicality. Because he's 19, he's either 19 or 20, playing against grown men, and I think it's going to take a couple of years for that. But I mean, the kid can play, and he's a shooter. I don't know if the Wizards have enough patience for that kind of nonsense, but I like that pick for the Wizards. The Hawks, I guess, they got a decent pick. That's good. Seems like that guy might be able to play pretty well with Porzingis, but we'll see about that. The Knicks, because we have to talk about the Knicks just to get George all fired up. I mean, what are they doing?
Now, let's pause with the Knicks, man.
They didn't have a. I mean, did they have a first round pick? No, but you're gonna find. You draft a kid who scored 6 points a game on his club team in France. You can't find a 3-and-D guy. You can't find that.
Well, I like the fact that they're calling Don Staley.
You and I know that's what they need. They need 3-and-D guys, and you can't find one that can play right now. You can't do that.
They need a coach, and media reports say that they reached out to Don Staley, and I'm so excited for Don Staley to take the interview. Don't take the job.
No.
Take the interview.
No, I agree with you. Take the interview, draw it out, and then have a press conference and say, "Hell,
thank you for the opportunity." But all right, for me, I got heat last week about the Philadelphia 76ers, and I actually like their draft. And here's why I'm like paying attention to the Sixers in the offseason. Everybody's hurt. Boston's hurt. That team that you saw last year is not going to be there. Okay. Cleveland, they hurt. Indiana, they're hurt. Detroit's on the come up. Yes. Orlando is on the come up. Yes. But man, ain't nobody in the East going to pause you. Okay. So if Joel Embiid comes back, I know I can hear franchise now. He's never coming back. They've got playoff P. I like the kid VJ Ejikambi. I do like him. So you've got some talent, and yeah, man, they should be top 6. That's all I'm asking for is to be top 6.
I will say this: I like Janai Broom for them. I don't know how well his post game will translate to the NBA because I just don't know. I don't think he's that athletic. But the fact that he does have some post skills, far better than what the Sixers have available to him. I mean, I think he will help them.
Now, speaking of not help, the Brooklyn Nets, I had a problem with their draft. this was not the most deepest draft ever.
No.
And this is the draft you say, let me hold on to the picks. They really need to do something. And what they did, I just kind of don't think this is going to work for them. Is there
Yeah.
anybody's? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the kid, their number 8 pick, Demin from BYU. I mean, so BYU was in the Big 12. They had a pretty good season. But he disappeared in games against Houston, teams with big, strong men on their teams. That kid disappeared because physically he not only is not strong enough to handle it, he didn't like it. He didn't like the physicality. So you're going to take somebody who, if you watch enough, yes, he's skilled, sure. But if you watch the tape on that, the kid got beat up and he didn't like it and he did not respond to it. And that's a kid you're going to take number 8. I don't know about that.
And I didn't like that. I had the feeling that Boston punted on the season. As a coach, I'm like, man, this is Jaylen Brown's opportunity to lead because I know Jason's coming back. So remember that year, those 2 years that Jordan was out. Pippen played at an MVP level, not even knowing Jordan was coming back. Okay. They really invested in outside of that sitting out with the Tony Kukoc thing. This is your opportunity. And Boston kind of said, no, I'm good. And I know a lot of it had to do with money and the different aprons and things. But some of the moves are like, are you even going to try? I mean, are you going to be just good enough?
They're still going to make the playoffs.
They're still going to make the playoffs. But
because the guys they have are good enough to make the playoffs without Jason Tatum.
Yeah. I just wish they had done a little bit more, but they shedded salary, which you had to do. But well, anyway. So fans of segment 2, we're going to talk about the Western Conference, and it's crazy over there. See, the East, easy, no problem. Top 6. Wizards be better, but not too much better. But the West, we'll have that conversation in greater detail. We'll be right back on the iCoaches Podcast.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dr. Keith Adams, and for years, I've witnessed the struggle student athletes face on how to truly balance the demands of academics and athletics. It's a question that I have dedicated my life to answering. That's why I wrote Finding the Balance, my personal journey to academic and athletic success. It's more than just a book. It is my personal journey, and it is filled with hard-earned lessons from decades as a coach, educator, and now president of the CKA Safe Project. Inside, you will find practical advice, real-life stories, and a clear roadmap to help student athletes, coaches, and parents navigate the complex world of balancing sports and education. And now I am thrilled to bring this message to a wider audience as a proud member of the Cascade Sports Network. We're partnering to amplify these crucial conversations about student-athlete success. I believe every student-athlete deserves the opportunity to reach their full potential, both on and off the court and the field. You can purchase your copy directly from our website at www.ckasafeproject.org. Join me and the Cascade Sports Network as we work together to help every student athlete succeed.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast in segment 2, draft grades. So Western Conference, Robert, a lot of moves are being made, draft picks here and there and money. But is there a team in the West that you're like, okay, they are on the right track? What do you think?
I mean, OKC. I mean, they win the NBA title. Then they draft a guy who's going to replace one of their guys once his contract is up. So again, Sam Presti looking down the road, and they still have draft picks for days.
For days.
Days and days and days and days.
And the guy they got is a local guy, and we like him. We like him. We like Thomas Sorber. He's a good kid, man, and
and I
he's
mean,
gonna make us watch him.
There was a lot of trading around in the in the West. I love what the Spurs did. The Spurs are going to give them that they need a point guard. They need a guy to be the point guard. I don't know I don't think they have anybody. I mean, but that's going to be they've got some, Wemby, Castile, they drafted Dylan Harper, they got DeAndre Fox. I mean, they're going to be good.
Yeah. I like Dallas. I like Dallas more than I probably should because
all they had to do was not screw up not drafting Cooper Flag. That's it. And
I like the fact that this kid, years and years ago when I was a young coach, I saw a guy named Thomas Washington, the general. Happy birthday to the general. General's birthday was last week. Thomas played small forward like the year before. And I just saw something in him that said, you know what? I think you'd be a better point guard than you would be a small forward. And Jason Kidd is going to let Cooper Flag play point this summer. Doesn't mean he's going to play point all year, but the fact that this kid's good enough to play around with, like in public, as long as they allow this type of creative freedom, Anthony Davis is going to be a good player. Derek Lively is a good player. Kyrie's coming back, and if we're smart with Kyrie and the ACL, he's coming back after the All-Star break, whether he's ready to go or not. We're going to say post-All-Star break is when we're looking to start to weave him in. So now Cooper Flag gets some meaningful minutes, and as long as you're hanging around, and I'm talking hanging around 7 to 10, I ain't even talking around top 6. Kyrie is that shot in the arm because we have to escalate him to get ready for the playoffs. I just think Dallas has just an opportunity in front of them. I like San Antonio and the Rockets piece. Can KD be the old enough head? I think they need one more old head. But anybody else you think had a good run at it before we go right to the foolishness?
I'm not sure what the Suns are doing. I mean, yeah. So okay, you traded KD away, cool. You drafted Malawach. I mean, he's a very good defensive presence. He's not an offensive threat at all. And then you go and you trade to get Mark Williams. Okay, those two things don't make, because you got this. I mean, that's the same guy. So there's interesting stuff there. I think there are a lot of trades that it's going to be interesting to see how they pan out. Pelicans.
Yes. First of all, what are you doing? Trading with the Wizards for anything, but all right, fine. But Derek Queen, I'm already worried about everything being etouffee. 2, I didn't like his press conference because don't tell me who you beat in high school. Don't do it. Please stop that. Don't do that. And I just don't like how they're putting the team together that they have. I don't know what they're doing. And boring wins. And they're not very boring. So Pelicans got me. And Ace Bailey and the Utah Jazz thing got me. And here's the first thing. Ace Bailey is an 18-year-old kid who got bad advice. He is not the first 18-year-old kid who got bad advice. He's not going to be the last 18-year-old kid that got bad advice. He's going to report if he's not already there. He's going to do his job. He's going to be a really good player. Utah's going to develop him because Utah develops players. And then the first time he gets a chance to leave, first thing smoking. And that's Utah the last 40 years or whatever, post Malone and Stockton.
Yep.
But hey, kids, this is why you have organizations like CKA. let experts help you navigate this, because that was just horribly done wrong. And man, you just didn't need the negativity, kid. It's hard enough to play professional sports, and you just made it harder. Hopefully, everybody can learn from it and just get better. Any final thoughts on the West in terms of the the draft?
Nope.
Good. So, well, fans, when we get back in segment 3, WNBA news and notes, and also we got to have a talk about the Indiana Fever. We got to do better. We'll be right back on the Odd Coaches Podcast.
Hi, everyone. Dr. Keith Adams here. And for over 30 years, I've dedicated my life to helping student athletes succeed, not just on the fields and the courts, but in the classroom and beyond. And that's why I founded the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project understands that finding the balance between academics and athletics is crucial for long-term success. That's why the CKA Save Project offers a range of programs, including personalized consulting, mentorship, and coming in 2027, our innovative Gap Year Basketball Academy designed to assist both young men and women reach their full potential both on and off the court. I'm incredibly excited to announce that the CK Save Project is now partnering with the Cascade Sports Network. This partnership will allow us the opportunity to amplify our message and reach even more student athletes through the Odd Coaches Podcast and other exciting initiatives. Join the CKA Save Project and the Cascade Sports Network as we empower the next generation of student athletes. Visit CKA on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org to learn more. Let's work together to find the balance and help unlock your potential.
Welcome back to the Odd Coaches Podcast in segment 3, WNBA Week in Review. So let's talk this. Top 5. Minnesota, New York Liberty, Phoenix Mercury, Atlanta Dream, and the Seattle Storm. Outside looking in, Washington Mystics. Really good season so far. Golden State Valkyries. Go ahead, y'all. Y'all got a plan. Have at it. Las Vegas Aces. Y'all are losing some games there, but we'll see what happens. And who we want to spend some time on this week is the Indiana Fever. So, Robert, what's going on in Indiana? So we got Caitlin Clark missing games. I'm surprised in season 2, she still broke up. She didn't even do the 3-on-3 tournament. So now, similar to Duke basketball, I'm kind of on who's your strength and conditioning people, because the kind of injury she's getting, she's got a left groin injury right now. We've got to be a little better at that. They waived the Dewana Bonner, and that was one of the key free agent acquisitions. So that means you didn't put her in a position to be successful. And okay, so I'm worried about that. And then your coach had to step away. And that's never a good thing when your coach has to step away. So how can we glorify Indiana so we can get going a little bit? Because they made the Commissioner's Cup championship. So what are you thinking?
You know, there's a lot going on there.
That's a lot.
And part of it is I wonder if the fact that the Pacers did so well kind of hid some of this. You know what I mean? I wonder if the fact that the Pacers did so well allowed some of this to slide underneath the radar. I don't know. Clearly there are some issues. Clearly there are some issues with, I think the Bonner thing definitely is a Caitlin Clark thing. And I don't know. I don't know how you screen free agents for, are you willing to play with Caitlin Clark? I mean, I that doesn't make any sense, but it seems like that maybe that's an important. I mean, if you're a free agent talking to the Fever, you should know what you're getting into, right? That this is what we're doing. I agree with you on the strength and conditioning piece. Clearly, there's something going on there, because she should be right. She should be right, and she's not.
And she took off she did everything I would have wanted a player to do. Hey, let's not do the 3-on-3 thing. Okay. Hey, let's have a great preseason. Let's take off. It's okay. Go on the cruise.
Go get mama.
Do your thing. It's all right. But man, to have these types of injuries and the shooting slump, man, we go through slumps all the time. I'm never worried about shooters. Shoot the ball. But we've got to be a little bit better and a little more boring. And I'm hoping the Indiana Fever takes some time with the All-Star break to kind of get right.
Remember that this is Stephanie White's second go round in Indiana, and she's from Indiana. And there's a lot of truth to the saying, you can't go home again. And now she's there for round 3 because she grew up there and she coached there, and then she left, and now she's back again. And clearly there are some issues that either they didn't figure out in advance, or they inexplicably did not think about. That's the only possible explanation. And how you get to that point, what you have, what the expectations are, everybody's looking at you. How you get to that point and how you still have these issues, I don't understand. I really don't.
All right. So as we close, next week, we'll talk about NBA Summer League. One of these years, we got to get the OCP out there for that. That's basketball heaven right there for me. And we'll also talk a little bit about the WNBA All-Star Game, as well as the Commissioner Cup coming up. So that's a little preview of next week. So on behalf of our favorite administrator, are you a pop or a granddad? What are you, sir?
I'm Opa.
Opa. All right. Or on behalf of our favorite Opa, I am Dr. Keith Adams saying thank you for listening and for watching the Odd Coaches podcast, also seen on the Cascade Sports Network. And we will see you on the sidelines. Till next time, take care. And retirement's kind of cool.
The Odd Coaches podcast is sponsored by the CKA Save Project. The CKA Save Project is an industry leader in providing student-athlete academic and athletic support. From assessing student-athletes' academic and athletic skills, to measuring and monitoring student-athlete academic progress, to improving student-athlete time management and organizational skills, the CKA Save Project provides wraparound services for student-athletes from middle school through college. For more information, visit us on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org or schedule a free consultation with Dr. Keith Adams by emailing cka@ckasaveproject.org. We hope you enjoyed today's show. The Odd Coaches podcast drops new episodes every Tuesday through Friday on most weeks. Make sure you subscribe to the Odd Coaches podcast on Apple Music, iHeartRadio, Podbean, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow the Odd Coaches podcast on Twitter and Instagram at Odd Coaches. Follow Dr. Adams on Twitter and Instagram at CKA Save Project. In addition, follow Coach Mike Francis on Twitter and Instagram at Coach Franchise, spelled Coach FRANCHIZE. For more information about the CKA Save Project, please visit them on the web at www.ckasaveproject.org. See you next time on the Odd Coaches Podcast.